Whole lot of juice. Good morning. Whole lot of goddamn juice. Previously on Kimba TV. Yeah, basically, Demon, as you probably know, the highs up there are not the greatest, so they do look unfinished, which means that it's gonna get cleaned. So 97, 98 is kind of an interesting zone, and that's for CME. If for some reason we nuke overnight or something like that, 91 is the next place that I would want to think about longing. That 91.3, 91.5 zone. X Goofy says, if this motherfucker goes to 91, I can buy a new car. Aim for lower even. Yeah, like 90,800 if it's going to go. And then higher would be like 98. But yeah, man, let's see what it do, man. 2 minutes left, y'all. Are you ready? Come on. Hit him with the D-chat. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Lock in, lock in. Here we go now. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's get it. Exclamation prepared. Here we go. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. America! Kachayana! Kachayana! Y'all ready? Here we go. Here we go. Let's get nasty on them. Here we go. Do it. Kachoy. 4 minutes and 13 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen, until U.S. markets open. Are you ready? Any questions? Jupy says, I don't need banks on my own damn vault. I like that. I like that. Seeking Lion says, Kimba, I'm not sure what to do, brother. That's okay. If you don't know what to do, don't trade today. Yep. Today is one of those days where you had, 3 weeks to kind of figure out what you wanted to do today. So today is just a measure of, do you know what you're doing? How well are you planned out? So if you don't end up taking a trade today, that's okay. Just don't get got. All right, big boy. Lurson, thank you for the resub. Sophia, good morning. Deadclaw says, today we have earnings for Meta and Microsoft. I know, it's going to be a shit show. We just had GDP. Obviously, it's fucked up, right? Markets are reacting bearishly. Easy money. It's so bearish, I feel like we might not even sweep the high. Wouldn't that be hilarious? Yo, I'm telling y'all, man, there's a chance we don't sweep that thing. Yeah, so obviously, if you're not in a trade right now, the next big thing is going to be the RTH gap play, ladies and gentlemen. You've got the trend line, you've got the value area low, and the point of control. So just stuff to think about. Market open will be nasty. Yeah, I mean, if you're not in a position yet, the next thing that you're probably thinking about is RTH, right? So, yeah, man, still got to keep our head on a swivel, but what a lovely GDP reporting. I like that. I like that. You heard me? You heard me? Can't show you on them, man. JV says, look on FedWatch. Chances for rate cuts are growing. Fantastic. Yeah, slowly but surely. We'll check it again probably Friday morning. We would want it to be in the double digits Friday morning. Tershad says, I'm sitting on my hands because I'm still fairly new to trading with this data. Nice, nice. Well, obviously, you want to start with higher time frame data. You know what I mean? So, yeah, go with higher time frame plans. You dig? Mr. Lucas says, ES Confluence and your sentiment analysis over the bad highs. Yeah, for sure. I mean, even look at this. Even look at this. You guys know that I've been basically eyeing this, right? I've been watching this and 96K for quite some time. I mean, even look at this. Look at this. Latuche, motherfucker. The max is the max. Latuche, motherfucker. So it's not pixel perfect, but we basically got a, this isn't a Kimba crown, but I mean, pretty much, isn't it? It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, like no real surprises. Yeah, got the level that we wanted. And so if you go back to what we were talking about, think about this. Azaz, where's the clip? Azaz, where's the clip? Where's the clip, Azaz? Torque says, good start so far. Let's go. Ahim says, did you get stopped out of your S&P short position? No, I almost have pixel perfect top. Yeah, so Ahim, you should be here long enough to know how I play those. I do the same exact thing every single time. It's not probably pixel perfect top, but how long have you been watching, Ahim? So Ahim, let me ask you this. If this is where I wanted a big short, do you remember when we drew that? I had the box up there. I wanted the big short right there. It like pixel fucked the box. I don't know if you were there for it or not. Do you know that that's not a great high right there? So when first off, I'm writing SFP or failed auction right there. Okay? So I'm never going to take that and I'm never going to take that. But how do I play this? If I'm anticipating a swing fail or a failed auction, that's a bad high. So I'm not going to take that. That's also bad. How am I going to play this? There you go, brother. I don't know if you've been here like for the last 2 weeks, but you know how many times I've been trying to do a big ass short on S&P? So yes, it's all right in front of you, Ahim. But if you didn't take it, if you didn't have the failed auction drawn out, if you weren't prepared, then you weren't as bearish as I was. So it's okay if you're not in a short. C King says, this week I was glued to the stream and somehow missed the GDP PCE info. That's okay. I mean, it started 2-3 weeks ago, to be honest, C King. Yeah, because we were already talking about today during last FOMC. Go and watch last FOMC when we didn't get rate cuts. We said, oh man, now we need GDP and PCE to do blank. Watch last month's FOMC when we didn't get rate cuts. You can literally hear me say in the first 40 seconds, oh man, now we need GDP and PCE to do blank. And remember, what are we really doing with the GDP and PCE? We're using it as a catalyst for the FOMC position we're trying to get in on, right? Yeah, but it's okay, C King. I mean, it's all common sense. You know what I mean? We didn't get rate cuts last month. So for us to get rate cuts, in May, what do we need CPI, PPI, GDP, PCE to be? What would GDP and PCE need to be for Jerome Powell to be like, dude, we got to do rate cuts? You can even hear me talking about, C King, how Trump knows we have to do rate cuts. it's almost like, brother, okay? It's almost like he did the tariffs and then undid the tariffs so that we can get rate cuts. Remember when Trump was like, yo, Jerome Powell is an idiot. We're going to fire his ass if he doesn't do rate cuts. That was all for show. So, yeah, Jerome Powell probably going to rate cut. And then Trump is going to say some shit like, I'm glad he came around. See, I told y'all he needed to do rate cuts. I'm glad he came around. Even though Jerome Powell is going to be sitting there thinking, hey, dumbass, I'm doing rate cuts because of your stupid tariffs, you idiot. Ka-cha! Zaz says, hey, Kimba, here's the ES clip you're looking for. Oh, my God. So I have like 11.9 mil S&P short. Ka-cha! Pixel perfect. Look at how many times I've been trying my S&P short. 12 million. For 2 weeks, I've been trying a $12 million S&P short. It's got to be test net. 0.9 mil S&P short. Pixel perfect. Stop. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to make it exactly what it looks like. So look, I was trying $12 million short, $12 million short, $12 million short, $12 million short. Okay? Look at this shit. Look at where I drew the thang. Right up into that RTH gap. Ka-cha! It's got to be tested. Yeah, so you know I've been trying that bitch forever. I've been trying that bitch forever, man. Yeah, but anyways, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. It still hasn't changed structure, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what happens. Still hasn't changed structure. Kimba, I'm in a short with you. At the bottom. Fuck.
Not enough Latushi.
No, I'm just teasing you, yo. I'm just teasing you, okay? I just get a little bit worried when we're like near a local bottom and everybody just starts getting bearish all of a sudden. Dude, you know how many times I've been trying to short the last 2 weeks? So dude, I've tried so many times to like short S&P. You know how many times I've said I've been waiting for this level on S&P? And I've been talking about, dude, I don't know if we're going to sweep 96. So many people want 96. I don't know if we're going to sweep 96. You know? So I've been kind of anticipating not being able to make a higher high. So I have like my own plans and I'm executing, exactly what I've been prepared to do. Just make sure that you don't get got on a day like today. So initial moves can often be debate on a double header. We got PCE coming out in about an hour. You know that, right? So yeah, I mean, do you. All right. Today is a day that you really want to take advantage of because you get to find out, if you really know what you're doing. So do your best. No one's going to eat your lunch if you make a little bit of a mistake. No one gives a fuck if you're in a long or short. No one cares if you lose money today or juice the fuck up. All right. You have an opportunity to prove it to yourself that you can be the type of trader that you aspire to be. So use that as an opportunity. The math is the math and the juice is the juice. Ka-cha! Any questions? Levi says, do you really think this move can still be debate with the data so bad? What do you mean, Levi? I think that kind of just highlights your own subconscious bias, Levi. I've tried to say this many times, but there is no I think this or I expect this. I'm ready for a pump. I'm ready for a dump. Yeah. So obviously I'm bearish. You've seen me try to take shorts for the last 2 weeks. I've been correlating this level on ES, the key level, to 96 on BIDI for about a month and a half now. You've seen me take BIDI shorts, Sol shorts, S&P shorts. So, I mean, I'm sticking to my plan, Levi. Obviously, I'm already in shorts. But do I think it's going to do this? I already know that I can't lose. So if this starts to reverse, and if Bitcoin wants to go to 96, then I can't lose. If S&P wants to clean the highs and it starts mega pumping, I can't lose. So I'm not sitting here thinking this, expecting that. That's not how you trade, right? I've already been planning. I already prepared. So I can't lose. Isn't that crazy? What do you think about I can't lose? Ka-cha! Nelbark says, I'll see you at 56K. Okay, I guess I need to long 91. Keep the data coming, chat. Keep the data flowing. Data is the data. So, I don't know if you remember when we... Okay. We should change the color. It's kind of hard to see, huh? Maybe make it yellow? Red? Yeah, so Sol, I'm still waiting for 120. Hey, real quick. Can I just say one thing, chat? First off, happy Wednesday. Give yourselves a round of applause, Lions. Happy Wednesday, chat. Happy Wednesday. How we doing? Pretty amazing day. Not talking about any sort of profits or money that we made or right or wrong or anything like that. It just feels good to be somewhat prepared, to feel like you can, not 100%, not completely. There's always going to be unknowns, but to have at least like a guiding light in all of this chaos, to be able to navigate through all this. Even if the trading stuff doesn't make sense, you can clearly see that the leverage stuff is what fucks most people. Actually, I would say everybody. Because if you really think about the higher time frame stuff that we prepared and we kind of talked about, looking to short, looking for 96, making sure that if it loses that line, it's going to be bearish retests, waiting for confirmation, all that stuff. Like today, it feels like I haven't really done TA because all the TA was already done the last couple of weeks. And Yeah, I don't think it's done. Shout out to the guy that longed 18 million CME right at the bottom. But you guys know what's going to happen. S&P just hoeing, okay? S&P, I don't even want to talk about S&P at this point. Ka-choy! Stupid ass. It's Kimba, it's hoeing again. I know. Cut joy on him, chat. Hey, who juicing, chat? Let's go. Let's go. Cut joy on. Choya. Stop the music. Stop the music. Stop the music. Stop the music. Lurson says, fuck you, VWAP. Fuck you. Well, there's a couple things working in your favor, Lurson. First things first. Like, do you understand that if it loses the blue line and it goes back to the VWAP again, it's a little bit more pressure on the bulls to be able to defend it than for the bears to have to break it. It's almost like a given that the VWAP should hold. Also, there's this concept of when you tap a level multiple times, it gets weaker. Okay? So you might see me longing or shorting the first touch, the second touch. You'll never see me longing or shorting the third or the fourth. All right, and that's not like some genius thing that I've been able to concoct. It's just basic strategy. Levels get weaker the more times that it gets tapped. So if you go down to the VWAP, that wouldn't be great at all. In fact, the fact that you made a higher high stresses the necessity of a lower high being built at VWAP. So it's all eyes on VWAP now. If it goes back down there, bulls better step in because you have so many things that like you have to do at that point. Does that make sense? So something to think about. But that's if you're gonna, lose the blue line. Look at all of these levels like playing out. We have the SFP failed auction, but we want higher. We have the key level that we've had forever, and that just magically decides to line up at the VWAP for the last couple of days. We knew that the blue line is what we want to lose, right? Can you see that like a couple of like an hour and a half ago, the blue line was resistance? So obviously, if you're bullish, you want to turn that bitch into support. So it like even reinforces the necessity of needing to make sure that you don't go lower than VWAP. You go lower than VWAP, it's going to be a shit show now. So anyways, Lurson, that's what it is. And if the VWAP is going to hold and they just cleaned it right there and they're going to hold the blue line, then if it's going to continue the structure, they're going to be able to flip that resistance into support. They're going to be able to get above this value. Okay, and it's going to start to probably look something like this. And the golden pocket that should be resistance is going to be flipped into support. And then that's going to give you a chance to go make a higher high. And then all of this is going to get cleaned. And so just step by step. So like people are going to be watching that. People are going to be watching that. People are going to be watching this. And then in 12 minutes, you're going to have power hour. So that's going to be exciting too. I am going to start really ramping up the trade setups in the Discord. Obviously, I would never recommend anybody to copy trade. And just because I say that, hey, I'm interested in longing here, if we get this, this, and this, it still doesn't mean that you don't need to watch to make sure that we actually get the this, this, and this. But I'm going to start spamming the trade setups area like no other. Probably starting like mid-May because I got 2 of the Pro Display XDRs delivered already. The third one comes like mid-May. I think it's like tariffs. Because all of these came directly from China. China! I said China! China! Let's get a chat! Juice! Come on! China! Let's go, let's get it. Let's go, let's get it. Let's go, let's get it. Juice! Let's get it. Kachoy, 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 kachoya, 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 kachoya. What is this, Azaz? Start the music, Azaz. If we're going to actually get above key level, then, forget the RTH gap. It's going to be this next one, around like 5650. Okay, and that line has been there for quite some time, too. Yeah, if I'm already thinking, like, if this needs to get cleaned, and if this isn't the high, then I'm already looking at this one next. Goddamn! If we're going to actually get above key level, then... forget the RTH gap. It's going to be this next one, around like 5650. Okay, and that line has been there for quite some time too. So, yeah, if I'm already thinking like if this needs to get cleaned and if this isn't the high, then I'm already looking at this one next. That's a cut choice. If this needs to get cleaned. Cut Bugatti Elevation. Shout out Azaz. But I don't even know what you want to open right now. There's always opportunities to take longs or shorts any moment. Identifying the level is pretty easy. So I would assume, for example, like, were you here for the 7.5? So if you didn't want to long the 7.5, maybe you were waiting for golden pocket. If you didn't want to wait for this at all, well, you know that if this gets turned into support, you're going to make a higher high. So you had multiple. Let's just assume that you didn't long here. Okay, you had long opportunity right here, 7.5, and right there. And I don't know if you remember, but I said if you really want to get into a long, you need to do it before it goes above the open. So, like, you're super close now, so I don't think you should be longing. And you got to be honest with yourself. Like, if you weren't going to long here or here or here, you're not bullish. Like, plain and simple. Because you know that if this gets turned into support, it's going to make a higher high. So even trusting that, if you're not going to take, there, then it's okay. If you're looking for a short, you need to get like back below VWAP. So it would be something like a swing fail. So clean, right? It would look something like this if you were going to short. So you have to wait for structure right now. And maybe this is going to end up correlating with this. But regardless of whether it's a long or a short, I'm going to want it on Monday, I think. Any other questions? Verti says 96K sentiment people may get their short, but it will just bulldoze to 100K. Well, on CME, probably like 98. Yeah, it just depends on when the bottom shorters get stopped. Yeah. I can't, I haven't added up, like exactly how much on all the exchanges, but I would assume it's like 30 across all. So maybe like 150 mil. Yeah, here. So here. Okay, so 25 mil, 23 mil. So just wait for them to get squeezed. Can you believe that though? Motherfuckers actually be bottom shorting. Guys, I'm shorting. Papink, I'm in a short. Kimba, I don't think your short's gonna work, bro. Hey, Kimba, did you get stopped out? Kimba, are you still in your short? Kimba, dude, you're right, dude. I'm gonna short with you. Papink, fuck. Kimba, I'm gonna short with you. Fuck. Shout outs to all the bottom shorters. Kachoy. But how sick was it when we saw that shit live? Shout outs to everybody that called it out. Any other questions? You guys okay? Yeah, instead of a $12 million position, maybe I'll do like 4 since it's ETH. Yeah. But, no, I'll do 6. I'll do 6. But I'm about to be under, 300 pounds of testnet weight. I'm going to try to do heavy squats today. So I'm going to be this guy. Squat rack. What is a squat rack is going to look? Kachayana! And then I'm gonna have my gym bag over here. And then my iPad is gonna be leaning with the charts on. Easy money. Easy money. Kachaya! Let us up, motherfuckers! Spaghetti! Kachaya! Let's go! Kachaya! Let's go, chat. What an amazing day, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get after it tomorrow. Longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, Bears were all lions.
Oh, look.
Sato, tell them what happens if they don't use good risk management.